Eh? Eh? Why is there a camera here? You behaved so well. A true gift of fate. Perfect candidate for my special show. You gonna put that little cow outfit on me? Totally forgot to introduce myself. I'm Miro. What do you say, Espoir? Shall we dance? Yes! You're cute, but business is business. What business is he talking about? I thought this was because we had a special moment. How do I say cute? Oroche! What else is here? A cute website with kittens. Oh. Oh. Wait. Oh, that's not kittens. Alright, instead of looking around Klaus's room, why don't I look around the apartment? Maybe resist the urge to start cleaning it. I decided to inspect the apartment. Kitchen, cabinet, discs. Discs? What discs? I stealthily approached the disc box, not trying to make a sound. Maybe there's something useful here. On top, neatly arranged music discs. Some in worn boxes, others as if brand new. I ran my fingers over the covers, recognizing a few titles. Hey, where's that band he really likes? He really is obsessed with music. I bet he's one of those people who listens to everything. On the opposite side, there were some records. Read the notes, don't touch anything, read them notes. We want that lore. I took the top one. The paper is clean, slightly yellowed, but without a single spot of dirt. The handwriting is clear, as if written thoughtfully, carefully. Here's what I've noticed. The heartbeat speeds up with fear. What's the beats per minute of fear? Oh, that'd be a sick title. Beats per minute of fear. Rhythm changes with emotions. Fear, fast but erratic. Anxiety, a slow build-up, rising like a song's intro. But what if the heart starts beating off rhythm? Cool. This is even touching, almost, if you forget who it belongs to. That sounds pretty cool. The next one was longer, clear, neat points, like instructions.
Huh?
How long has he been doing this? This little sheet has clearly seen a lot. Ooh. This is some real, what is it? What's that movie called? American Psycho-like drawings. I really don't want to know the subtext.
Like Huey Lewis in the news?
I'm gonna be real upset if I find a box full of bodies somewhere. Proportions could use a little work, but This isn't a box of discs. It's a portal into his mind. I need to treat the wound and find a way out. I don't know how much longer Miro will be gone. I need to treat the wound somehow. Maybe there's ice in the fridge. Oh yeah, because I got stabbed in the stomach. Or at least a bottle of water. I don't really want to use the water in this house. It might just be ordinary, but who knows. Open the fridge, clean the wound with tap water. Sure. Let's open the fridge. Fidge. I approached the fridge, reached for the handle, and held my breath. If I see a whole dude in here who's got his heart cut out, I'm going to be quite upset. Just something cold. That might help. The shelves were filled with meat. Too much meat. Too carefully packed. Too human. You put a banana in the fridge? You shouldn't do that. You got your cilantro all out in the open. Don't even have a lid on your cat food. I start working with you guys, I'm really gonna have my work cut out for me. We need to Clorox this fridge. My head spun. No, this can't be. This is not... I slammed the door as if it could erase what I had seen. My stomach tightened, either from fear or disgust. I didn't know which was stronger. I approached the sink, trying not to breathe too deeply. Each breath shot pain through me. Blood soaked my shirt on my stomach. I had to lift it to see the wound. Not too deep, but enough to cut my breath in half. Ugh. I turned on the tap, and ice-cold water poured over my hands. Dang it! This hurts! I scooped water with my palms and splashed it on the wound. The pain struck me like an electric shock. For a second, everything blurred in front of my eyes. I grabbed the edge of the sink to keep from falling. The water at the bottom of the sink turned scarlet and continued to turn pink. I knew it was useless. This water wouldn't wash away fear. It wouldn't drown the adrenaline. But I still have to move. I have to get out of here. Ah! Aw, man! Hey, Espoir. What are you doing here? Well, for one thing, I was admiring how awful your refrigerator looks. Let me go, you bastard! No, that's hurtful, Espoir. Do you really think of me that way? Miro stood right behind me. I could feel his disgusting smile, the most vile of all the ones I've seen. Why didn't you run away? I gave you plenty of time. I even pretended I didn't hear. I couldn't. You locked the door. Right, it slipped my mind. You never thought about... I felt his breath on my neck. Warm. Disgusting. Sticky. Why do I love torturing people so much? I just sniffled, unable to respond. Sometimes I think I'm just... The blade touched my neck. I don't know any other way. We could have been good friends, Espoir. Yeah, we could have. We had a moment together. We danced together. What the heck are you talking about, you crazy? That's why we're not friends. Rude. Ah! Rude! You died. You've bored Miro. Is that the first time I've died? Is that the first death? Huh. Okay, let's not open the fridge. Now let's not dilly-dally. Let's just clean the wound and... Oh, is that some soup? Is that the soup I was going to be a part of? Clean the wound. I approached the sink, trying not to breathe too deeply. Every breath was painful. The blood soaked through all the clothes on my stomach. I had to lift them to see the wound. Not too deep, but enough to cut my breath in half. I knew it was pointless. This water won't wash away fear. It won't flood adrenaline. But I still have to move. I have to get out of here. Ah! Hi, fishy. You're dying here, right? Klaus reached for the fridge and pulled out a piece of raw meat, pink-red, dripping with blood. And then he sank his teeth into it as if it were an apple. He chewed slowly, lazily. Don't call Miro. Please, just let me go. What? He's in the bathroom right now, talking to the mirror again. You're of no use to him right now. I have no idea what he's making up in there. Maybe he's friends with his reflection. Psycho. Listen, let me out. Just open the door. What I should say is, hey, you should totally let me out. It's gonna make him really mad. Klaus bursts out laughing, as if he just heard the best joke of his life. Are you serious? You think I'm here to help you? Are you fluffing crazy? A bit. He approached, his steps predatory, exuding a raw threat. Hey, you don't want to eat me. You've already got some delicious meat right there. I'm not holding you, but this is Miro's apartment. That means it's his business, not mine. Yeah, but it would make him really mad, though. He bit into it again, blood dripping from the meat onto the floor. So, just sit. You can die, and I'll be glad to get rid of your corpse. It seems to me that Miro is done already. You're fluffed, Espoir. Aw, man. Aw, man. But it would make him so mad. Come on, it'd be fun. Cabinet? We didn't try a cabinet? Cabinet. Stuff. Skull. A small cabinet with shelves. On the top is a record player, and a TV is sitting next to it. At the bottom, many music discs. Hey, what if we find that song that he really, really likes, and then we turn it on, and then he'll be compelled to dance to it while we escape? This guy is really obsessed with music. On the other hand, it's better than if it were some creepy videos. It might be strange standing here reading notes, knowing that Miro is around somewhere. Sure, let's read them notes. I took the first note. Oh! The essence. Trying something more mellow. Lost time was a mess. No. Darkness. No. To darkness and sadness. Yes, to beer. Guitar pick. 69 460 666. Cats, cats, cats like kittens. Drop the cup, nudging noises bowl his tail. Aw, no clue, no witnesses. Begging to eat, but the bag's a threat. Hold on, I'm still reading it. All that was is dust. All that comes is smoke, but I'm still standing. I won't be broke. If the sun still rises, if there's still a flame, then I walk my path, still in the game. Bars. Bars, Miro. Bars. Beef, 300 something. Potatoes, 2 packs. Carrots, 1 pack. Onions, 1 pack. Garlic, 2 cloves. Water, spices. Oh, is that the soup I'm gonna be a part of? This was definitely written by Miro. Poems, cats, and ingredients for some dish. A strange combination. Though considering he likes to cook, it makes sense. But why the cats here? He likes cats. Maybe it's just a stream of consciousness, or he wrote down whatever came to mind first. I took the second note. Lock me in that bathroom again, and I will fluff you up. This isn't Miro anymore. Who got locked in the bathroom? I think this was written by that guy. The dolphin. Don't call him a dolphin. He's clearly a shark boy. What happened between them? I took the third note. It would be nice to buy some new tools. The knife needs sharpening too. Learn to clean up after them, dumb apple. That must be a shark boy. Yes, here it is. The family ideal? Ideal. Yes, here it is. The family ideal. Aw, they're roommates. One leaves knives everywhere, the other scolds him for it. Very touching. Aw, guys, why can't I be a part of your little club? I snort, but barely move. The flash of pain in my stomach makes me wince. My wound. I need to find something to stop the bleeding. I need to treat the wound somehow. Hopefully I don't get caught.
12 seconds later.
Dang it. Oh yeah, instead of trying to leave, why don't I attack him like I probably should have did in the first place? No, I was being silly. That's why I didn't attack him. But, alright, Miro. Time to die. Ah! Oh no. What a scandalous position. Miro falls, a dull thud against the floor. I throw myself on top of him and pin him down. He doesn't resist, doesn't fight. He just watches. So... His voice is quiet, but not frightened. It sounds like he's just curious. I grip the knife tighter. Don't move. And don't be cute either. Oh, sorry. You're probably waiting for the continuation. I understand, but the thing is, I haven't figured out what happens next. I know it sounds weird. How about this? As an apology, I'll show you something. What do you think? Miro! Alright. Hold on. Let me try to find it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Worth it! Oh! This is for you, as an apology. Cute, right? Very. Now I'll bring you back to the choice. And don't click here again. Clever. Cute. What if I lie and say, no, I don't need to see an adorable kitty, a picture of a kitty? I thought we were friends. Well, fine. If you don't want to, then... Alright. Fine. No, it's fine. It's cool. It's fine. No, it's fine. That's fine. Going back to when the roommates are fighting, instead of sitting and listening to the drama, what if I go, what is going on here?
Bah!
Shut up!
But,
Oh, ow! Rude! I silently pressed my lips together, watching the situation. Well, fine. Fine. You girls keep on fighting then. That's it. Get out of here. I have a lot of things to do and I don't have time for you right now. Love you. Alright. I was just trying to interject, you know? You might need a third person to come between you, or maybe even a fourth person. Fine, I was just trying to help. I was supposed to cut your fingers, but I got distracted. I don't think it's a problem. I tried to kick him before. What if I sit quietly? Like, no, do your thing. Sorry to bother you. You don't even flinch. You don't scream. You don't beg. I've been through this rodeo before. His voice, admiring, almost gentle. Your skin is so warm, soft, like it's begging to be touched. I don't answer. I just watch as he leans in closer. It's like he's testing my limits. Where will I snap? Will I scream? Will I cry? But I won't give him that. Not a sound. The mask on his face makes his voice muffled, strange, as if it's not a person speaking, but a machine. You know, you're beautiful when you fight. So alive. But not for long. He drives the knife into my stomach again.
ah!
How dare you? That's where all my biscuits are. No screaming. No screaming. He pulls back for a second, admiring how I writhe in pain. You wanted me to be honest, right, Espoir? Well, here's the truth. It feels good, pure, in some way, intimate.
Die!
You first. It's romantic, right? Together to the very end, just in a different order. He drags the knife along my skin, almost dreaming. The blade catches a cut. Pain flares with a sharp, dull cry deep in my stomach.
Quit it!
Does it hurt?
Of course it fluffing hurt.
No, Miro. This easy like a Sunday morning. I'm having the greatest time ever. This is nothing. This feels great. Please keep going. He takes me by the chin, lifting my face slightly to meet his eyes. I see delight in his gaze. Crazy, cold delight.
You monster! You fluffing monster!
Attack Miro? No, I won't attack him. No. You're trembling. It's actually kind of cute. You could have tried, at least pretended to fight, but no. You chose just to wait, and I don't like passive viewers.
What you gonna do about it?
I froze. Even breathing was hard. My body wouldn't respond. Only pain and fear remained. Shh, it's all right. My throat tightened. I cried, not from pain, from helplessness, from how it all ended. Fingers, cold and sticky, slid down my cheek, wiping away a tear. Miro leaned in closer, whispering almost tenderly. Thank you for this evening. You made it special. No, still not gonna scream. Nope. The world began to melt. The music was bumping. Light scattered into patches. Noise faded into rustling. Everything blurred. And in the final moment, he stopped. Why did you stop playing that beautiful music? The knife no longer pierces my flesh. Miro is silent. Interesting. Perhaps you're lucky. He smirks, but something shifts in his eyes. See you around.
What? What?
Lay what? But where? What is this? I tried to sit up, but just hit my head painfully on the ceiling. Ow. My head is pounding. My whole body aches. I don't understand what's happening. Feels like I'm moving somewhere. No, this must be a dream.
Eh? Stopped?
Why is it so quiet? What is happening?
Ah! Oh, hi.
Good morning, sleepyhead. We've got a fun day ahead of us, you and I.
What's going on? You look gorgeous in this light. Why are we in the forest? Why does this remind me of one of the endings I had with Lawrence from Boyfriend to Death 2?
Long story, but you'll see it all for yourself.
Eh?
After that, Miro blindfolded me with a piece of cloth. With cold hands, he wrapped his arms around me and pulled me out of the car and carried me. It was strange. Maybe I'm in purgatory. It was so peaceful around. Birds, fresh air, rain. Oh, how lovely. Where are we going? Where are we going? I found myself in a chair again. Gosh dang it! My stomach didn't hurt. Looks like Miro bandaged it. Now I only felt hunger.
Eh?
You gonna put that little cow outfit on me? Miro, what is this place?
Is that a camera?
Why is there a camera here?
You behaved so well. A true gift of fate.
He clapped his hands like a happy child and let out that disgusting giggle again.
The perfect candidate for my special show. In just a few minutes, I'll start the show for those bastards on the other side of the screen.
Oh no! His eyes sparkled in the dim light, full of vile anticipation. Panic gripped me. Every second dragged like an eternity, and the camera blinked its red recording light slowly, almost mockingly. He turned to the camera, stroking its body like it was something alive. He just had to turn on the camera. Miro suddenly turned to me and leaned in so close his lips almost brushed my ear.
They don't see you yet, Espoir.
His voice was sticky, insinuating, with a stifled chuckle in every word. I froze as his fingers lightly ran through my hair. He leaned in and inhaled their scent slowly, deeply, with a disgusting look of satisfaction on his face.
Wonderful.
Scream?
Silence.
No. I said I'm not going to scream, and I said I'm not going to scream. He straightened up, dramatically spreading his arms as if to show me all the beauty of this place.
We're deep underground, in an old abandoned wartime bunker.
Oh, how resourceful. His voice echoed strangely off the walls, as if confirming his words.
Thick concrete walls, rusty doors, kilometers of forest above our heads. No signal, no people, just you and me.
And the camera. He leaned in again, his smile growing even wider, even more deranged.
And of course, my dear audience.
Hi, chat.
Uh-oh. Welcome to eternity, Espoir. Okay. Wait, Miro doesn't like sweets? I'm sorry, Miro, we can't get along. You don't like sweets? What? I'm sorry. No, this isn't gonna work out. Alright, what if I go all the way back to the beginning, when we first wake up in his house in his chair, and instead of asking, "What's going on, you scamp?" just go... I took a deep breath and screamed with all my might. Help!
Wow. You could easily tear your throat with that scream. In any case, this house is full of drunks and drug addicts. No one will hear you.
Bastardo! Let me go!
You make a lot of noise. I don't like doing this, but if you don't stop screaming, I'll have to feed you to the fish.
The fishes.
Do you mean the shark man? Scream harder! Help, please!
Wonderful. We've made a decision.
Miro grabbed my leg and squeezed tightly. The chair I was sitting on fell to the floor. I hit my head hard, and the music was bumping so loud I'm sure Editor Me is gonna have to turn it down while editing. Miro dragged me across the floor towards an open door.
Ah! I beg you, help me! Ah!
Hey, Klaus, you've got a nice dinner waiting. Finally, I've had it with your fluffing soups. Seriously? I thought you liked them. They taste like complete
You died. You became a wonderful dinner.
Oh, I didn't even get to see Klaus chomping down on my gams. Aw. Alright, instead of screaming my lungs out and becoming fish food, what if I stay silent? Usually people start shouting, calling for help, begging, as if that helps them. But you're silent. Interesting. I pressed my lips together. Words got stuck in my throat, not because I was afraid to speak, but because I didn't know what to say. I felt his gaze on me like a heavy, cold hand. But here's the catch, Espoir. I'm not the kind of person you can just ignore. Silence is also an answer, and I don't like it.
Well, that's too bad.
Silence some more. I think continuing to stay silent is a great decision. Miro walks around the chair, his steps growing slower. He stops, crosses his arms over his chest, and looks at me. His indifference begins to turn into boredom. The tension that had been building with each passing second now feels strangely broken. Well, this isn't even funny anymore. Are you really going to sit there and stay silent? Seriously? You know, usually by this point, someone is already begging for mercy, or at least tries to tell me to go to heck. But you're not even trying.
I'm just waiting. I'm just calculating.
Silencio! Fine, you won, if you can even call it that. Miro waves his hands in the air, as if shrugging off responsibility. I'll turn off your light. Stay here. Think about your behavior. Miro left, slamming the door behind him.
Miro?
Nope. Silence. The room plunged into darkness. The silence becomes almost deafening.
Silence.
The room plunged into darkness. The silence becomes almost deafening. Shisa.
This is the story of a person named Espoir. Espoir was quite an unusual person, or rather, a person with the amazing gift of doing absolutely nothing. This talent shone particularly bright in a dark, empty room, just like this one. I meant what I said. Silence.
Sitting in the darkness, tied up, deprived of any chance to influence her fate, Espoir did the only thing possible. Nothing. No attempt to speak, no chance to shout anything, not even the slightest movement. And you know what? It was incredibly boring. Many people in such a situation would try to change something, talk, scream, maybe even cry, but not Espoir. Oh no, Espoir was above all that. She just sat there like a monument to endless passivity. So, what awaits you, Espoir, next? Darkness, oblivion, or maybe, finally, the long-awaited salvation? No, none of that. All that awaits our hero is emptiness. Absolute, pure emptiness.
Silence!
And at this moment, I even start to wonder, why am I still telling this story? What's the point if the main character chose to do nothing? Why you gotta say it like that, mysterious narrator? Why am I, the poor forgotten voice, forced to maintain any tension? But you're still here. You're still sitting. Maybe you know something I don't. Maybe silence is the key to the great truth. Or perhaps you just want to prove that no one, not even me, can make you speak. Chinmoku. That's silence in Japanese. Oh,
I get it. You're waiting for the secret ending. Let's see where it is. Not here. Maybe over there. No? Ah, right. It never existed.
You seem upset.
Narrator, you seem upset.
You seem annoyed. Is there some kind of problem?
Silencio! You know what? I'm tired. You sit, I leave. Have a good day, Espoir, or night. Although, in the dark, I guess it doesn't matter.
Is this gonna end with a terrible, terrible jump scare? No. I went down this path. I chose this path. I'm going to see this path through. It is getting a little unsettling. A little bit. Here. In the darkness. No! I will not! I like it that I had to wait for that. I don't... No. Nah. Don't wanna. I want to stay. I want to keep being rebellious.
6.5 hours later.
Oh, all right. If something happens, if I don't press anything for a really long time, please let me know. Miro. Okay. What is it? Miro, come back. I'm sorry.
Finally came to your senses? No! I just didn't have any other choice.
Finally ask what's going on, and it just dovetails back into that. Alright. At the very beginning, instead of screaming harder, why don't I just chill out? Why don't I just calm down?
It's so easy to make a deal with you.
I pressed my lips together and hunched my head into my shoulders. I don't understand anything.
Sit tight. I'll be right back. I need to prepare. Don't go anywhere.
I'm tied to the chair. Where am I gonna go?
I'll be quick.
How funny. I need to get out of here. I started looking around, trying to find something useful, but there was nothing here that could help in any way. Suddenly, I noticed a box of discs standing by the wall. It seemed like they were music discs. It's hard to see from here, but judging by the posters, it's definitely not snuff. I wanted to think that way. There's probably one hidden in there somewhere. I heard footsteps from behind and immediately turned my gaze towards the wall in front.
How are you doing here? I have some good news for you, Espoir.
You're letting me go?
Yeah, no, he's not gonna do that.
I can't even imagine. A client has been found who's eager to buy your finger phalanges.
My finger phalanges?
Not my phalanges.
What are phalanges? Oh, the bones in the fingers. They're called phalanges?
What? I don't want my fingers cut off.
I briefly shuddered. Ask about the discs. Silence. Start twitching and shouting. Twitching and shouting. Ah!
Don't cut my fingers, please.
I thought I asked you to be quiet, didn't I?
Miro's voice is calm, but there's a cold irritation in it. He steps closer, as if enjoying my fear.
Why would anyone want my fingers? Let me go, you sick bastard!
The scream bounces off the walls, growing louder like an echo. Panic increases, and my voice betrays me, cracking. Miro lowers the knife with a light laugh.
You scream as if someone's going to come help. No one's coming. No one will hear you.
Klaus will hear me, and he'll probably bang on the wall and tell us to shut up. He waits for a pause, watching me squirm. His smirk widens.
I'll have to help you. Be quiet.
His gaze becomes icy. Miro slowly turns and walks to the kitchen, grabbing a kitchen knife on the way. The sound of a cabinet door slamming shut is heard, followed by the dull clinking of metal objects. The footsteps fade. For a moment, the room is filled with dead silence. My heart is pounding wildly. I can't wait any longer. Fear freezes in my throat.
Where did you go?
You're just trying to scare me. It's not gonna work. Okay, it's gonna work a little bit.
The words sound pathetic. I hate myself for my trembling voice. Miro turns with an
immersion blender.
I have one of those. Miro returns with an immersion blender in his hands. He holds it by the handle, like a knife.
What?
Hi, Miro.
This... What? You can't. You can't cut somebody with one of... Well, I mean, I guess you could, but the little guard things would prevent... Because you're supposed to put that in a soup. You can't cut somebody up with that, Miro. But then again, this is fictional.
The shiny metal gleams in the dim light of the lamp, a smile on his face, but it's full of hatred and sadistic pleasure.
Well, look, I thought this would be the perfect way to calm down noisy ones like you.
Miro, before we begin, I also wanted to point out that looks shiny and new. You're really gonna use that on me? My bones are gonna rip up the blades, my blood's gonna stain it, you're never gonna get the stains out, you'll have to soak it in peroxide. But why would you waste a shiny new immersion blender on me?
He approaches me, gripping the handle of the device tightly. His movements are slow, as if he's enjoying every second of my fear.
You can't do this! You wouldn't dare! I mean, he would dare, but I just don't know how possible it is.
He doesn't answer. His grin widened. Miro brings the blender closer to my face, as if he wants to observe how my fear shows in the smallest details. The hum of the hand blender cut through the grave silence, the mechanical sound of the motor trembling in the air like a harbinger of horror. The blades spin at a devilish speed, their silver gleam reflecting in the dim light.
Let's check.
I still don't think this is possible, but
The blades sank into the flesh, and with the first touch, blood splattered in all directions, settling on the walls, the floor, and Miro's face. The fabric tore with a snap, as if thick paper was being ripped, and underneath it, the living, pulsating flesh was revealed.
Not my living, pulsating flesh.
Blood clogged my airways, gushing from torn arteries. My eyes rolled back, and my body jerked convulsively, like a puppet being torn apart.
Miro, aren't you doing this to keep me quiet? Wouldn't I be screaming more?
The blades dug deeper, sliding off the bones, shattering them into sharp fragments.
That's a really powerful immersion blender. Where'd you get that? Oh wait, I'm dying.
The flesh was no longer whole. It turned into something amorphous, shapeless, a red mess.
Well, fine. Bloody Mary, or maybe better, Bloody Espoir.
Miro turned you into a smoothie. Well, fine. Can't say I've ever been turned into a smoothie before. Alright, instead of twitching and shouting, why don't I just be quiet like he wants? He really gets mad when you get loud.
I watched Miro in horror. He thoughtfully ran his thumb along the blade of the heavy chef's knife, as if testing its sharpness. Calm, relaxed, he looked as if he was simply preparing to slice a steak. But he wasn't going to slice a steak.
He was going to slice an Espoir's phalanges.
He was going to slice my fingers.
Miro, please don't.
Oh, you finally spoke. Nice.
He leaned closer. I could feel his warm breath, laced with tobacco and something sweet. Blood froze in my veins as his fingers gripped my wrist. He roughly pressed my hand to the armrest and smiled.
Espoir, have you ever wondered what would happen if something were missing from you?
You mean if somebody took my fingers? Like, I'm not even mad that he's gonna... Well, I'm mad that he's gonna cut off my fingers, but I don't like the idea of somebody having my phalanges and, like, wearing it as a necklace, and I'd be like, that's mine! It's an ownership thing. Like, that's not your phalanges. Those are my phalanges. Miro sharply spread my fingers, pressing them against the cold wood. I squeezed my eyes shut. Ah!
Don't you dare close your eyes! Look!
I don't wanna. I just sniffled. He raised the knife above himself. What, you just gonna chop him off? The blade pierced the base of my pinky. Pain struck me like a fiery flash. The blade pierced the base of my pinky. Pain struck me like a fiery flash. My breath caught, and the world narrowed down to this one moment.
No! My pinky! My phalanges!
Oh, the pinky didn't cut off right away? The blade got stuck in the bone. Oh, dang, it got stuck. Let me... Miro pressed harder on the handle, and then on the blade. The finger sliced through the remaining cartilage, and the little finger disappeared.
Rude! I don't want nobody having my phalanges!
Pain shattered my consciousness. Tears welled up in my eyes. Blood gushed onto the countertop, flowed down my wrist, dripping onto the floor.
Well, there goes one. I got 9 more to go.
Miro raised the bloodied finger, examining it as if it were some kind of prize.
And someone actually ordered this.
He mockingly raised my finger in front of my face.
That's my finger!
I'm gonna hunt down the person who took it like a ghost. Like, give me back my pinky.
Seriously, what is he going to do with it? Dry it? Wear it? Frame it? People can be really strange.
I breathed heavily, each breath sending dull pain through me, and dark spots swam before my eyes.
Whatever. It's not my business.
He took my trembling palm and roughly pressed it back against the armrest.
Espoir, have you ever played knife games?
No.
It's a fun game where you quickly stab a knife between your fingers. But if you miss...
He ran the blade across my skin, leaving a thin line of blood.
Well, at the very least, he made sure the knife was extra sharp, 'cause this would be really rude if he was using a dull knife.
It's going to be very unpleasant.
I can't read the Miro. I cannot speak the Polish or the Russian. Ouch!
Wait, am I supposed to be doing something? Are we actually playing, or are you just being a jerk? Also, ow, my finger!
Miro, stop! Stop speaking in a language I can't understand! It hurts! Ah!
My 3 fingers!
Stop! Enough!
Scream? No, I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction. You only left me with these fingers? I can only do this now. I can only do the surfer thing now. Dude, that was totally, not radical at all. I don't even know what this is called. Each cut was precise, methodical. The knife slid across my skin like butter. My body began to betray me. My arms went numb. My eyelids grew heavy, as if filled with lead. I felt my blood quickly leaving behind a burning cold. Miro gently held my hand, as if afraid of dropping me. I've got a 1% of life left.
Quiet. See? You're already losing color. Beautiful.
I tried to move, but the ropes dug into my skin, and all strength finally left me. Black spots danced before my eyes.
Don't rush, Espoir. Just a little longer.
I kinda don't have any control over anything right now, Miro. The last thing I saw was his calm gaze, his green eyes gleaming in the dim light, reflecting my death. The darkness slowly covered me completely. You died. The client will be satisfied. That was totally not radical, dude. Totally not radical. And they got these fingers left, man. Okay, alright, fine. What if I do scream? Which would be the sane thing to do.
Miro, please, I'll do anything. Just stop.
Miro froze, as if thinking. Tears flowed down my cheeks. My lips trembled. Each breath feels like a rusty nail in my chest. Miro stops, blinks, looks at me, and as if he's seeing me for the first time.
I asked you not to scream.
Lay whoops! He raises the knife. His gaze becomes glassy.
Why can't we do everything in silence?
Well, I don't know, Miro. It's kind of the fact that when you use a knife and you put it inside another person, they tend to scream. I mean, we came into this world screaming. Screaming's kind of a really natural thing for people.
My head is already splitting from your screams.
Well, maybe if you didn't.
Hold on! We have time to unpack all that. Is that a little Miro devil, shoulder devil? Oh, that's adorable. I figured you'd already be here, dude. I already figured you'd already be on Miro's shoulder the whole time.
Oops, I hope I'm not late.
Long time no see.
And he's talking to it. Editor me, put up that face Yzma makes when Kronk is talking to his shoulder angels and devil.
Yo!
Sorry I'm late. Oh, what'd I miss?
Well, Yzma just tossed me this knife and asked me to, take them out.
Sorry, but I couldn't miss this conclusion. It was all building to the finale, and you're thinking again. Come on, stab her right in the eye.
Friend, I'm already working.
Work? You call that work? She's screaming like a kettle on the stove, and you want to leave that unfinished?
I wanted to, and then you came and ruined the moment.
Wait. Oh, is that supposed to be your shoulder angel? It looks even scarier. Well, yeah, I guess of course Miro would have both a shoulder devil and another shoulder devil. Is that one supposed to have like cat ears? Oh, Miro, you're so adorable.
How boring. Is everything always about murder?
What's wrong? We do this all the time.
Exactly. Try something new, friend. Like, spend an evening with her. Well, at least before she dies.
We're not on a date. We're in a horror story.
So what? Miro, think about it. You always get rid of everyone you bring here.
What about Sergei and Klaus?
Klaus lives here, and Sergei is our friend, but that's not the point.
Wait. Are you suggesting we leave her?
You're crazy. Why? Suffocate, cut off the tongue, then take them to the forest and bury.
Well, if we want to die alone, then sure. It's a good plan.
Stop! Shut up! Got her! That's it! She's screaming! It's already too late! Quickly! Cleanly! Effectively!
Guys, quiet.
And I'm just like,
Okay. Look at her. In her eyes, fear. In her tears, poetry. She's perfect for, well, at least one evening, right?
yeah, I agree.
You ruin everything! You ruin everything every time!
Last week I already gave you freedom. This time it's my turn.
Yeah, cry! Miro, go ahead! Knife right in the throat! Rip her guts out! Ah!
Or invite on a date.
What? Are you crazy?
Definitely nay.
Ooh, Miro agrees with me.
Miro, maybe you'll decide for yourself what to do.
Kill Espoir? Just be normal for one evening? Why are you giving me that choice? Okay, morbid curiosity first. What if I just say, you know what, dude, we might as well just end this right now. I mean, I'm not gonna be comfortable if this is all I can do on our date. So, go ahead. Yeah.
Blood dripped onto the floor, slowly, one drop at a time, as if it was deliberately slowed down. Miro had been talking to himself the whole time. I could barely feel my hands, only the pulse in my ears, and the voice.
Straight to the throat, instantly. Haha, as you say.
Kya! My breath catches.
Blood poured from my throat, and a rasp escaped my lips. Miro heard it. He smiled disgustingly, breathing heavily. Well, I kinda asked for this.
Are you still alive? You still want to fight?
Yeah, untie me. I'll punch you. I'll poke your eye out with my thumb.
Go ahead. I'm watching.
Every moment brings pain. But worst of all, it's his gaze. He looks at me as if I'm nothing more than a toy.
Is this pathetic? I expected more. Anyway, it was nice to meet you, Espoir.
It was nice to meet you, too. Miro. The choice was not in your favor. Well, yeah, I did that on purpose. How much you want to bet that the other end isn't going to be any better? All right, buddy. Just be normal for one evening. Is he even going to listen to that? Did he stop?
I thought, why not spend the evening in a civilized way? You deserve it. You actually held up quite well.
You cut off my fingers a few minutes ago! He placed a can of tomato soup in front of me, looking too perfect, as if it had just been taken out of some factory packaging. There was nothing natural about it, nothing human.
Here, take it. Soup for dinner. I think you'll appreciate it. You're probably hungry. You need some sustenance to not starve. It's tasty, right?
You kidnapped me, cut off my fingers, and now you're offering me soup!
Let me help you. It must be hard to hold a spoon.
Yeah. It hurts. My wounds throb. I can barely breathe, and you want to have a picnic?
You don't appreciate the effort. It's hurtful, you know.
He didn't wait for an answer. He simply scooped up the thick crimson sludge with a spoon and brought it to my lips.
Here comes the airplane, Espoir, and I'm like,
I'm bleeding from my fingers, mate! The smell was metallic, not like food, like something wrong. Oh. How many bodies did you tear apart before you found that tomato flavor? Miro smirked, not immediately. First he froze, and then let out that crooked, humble laugh of his.
You sure know how to ruin the atmosphere. I wanted to make the evening special, and you're ruining everything.
You really don't know how to do this, do you? He froze, slowly lowered the spoon back to the can. You didn't even put it in a bowl? Miro, untie me. Wrap up my fingers. I'm going to Walmart. I'm getting you some bowls, dang it. Slowly lowered the spoon back into the can, turned to me, not with malice, not threatening, just confused. Being romantic, doing something normal. Everything you do feels like a copy-paste like in the movies, but wrong. He was silent, and for the first time in all this time, he looked not like a puppeteer, but like a person, slightly offended, slightly broken. Oh, he's just trying to fit in. It's a shame you cut off my fingers, though.
I tried.
And in those two words, there was no sarcasm, no mockery, just a fact, defenseless, almost childlike. I see. Just, you don't have to try so hard, not by force. He stared at the can, then back at me, and for the first time, not with interest, not with hunger, not with a glint of playfulness in his eyes. Oh, did I appeal to him for once?
If you knew how many times I redid everything until it was right, and it still wasn't right.
I didn't know what to say. I just watched, and for some reason, I felt a little sorry. You're strange, Miro. I looked at him, not with horror, not with anger, just differently. Probably fatigue, or something else that no longer wanted to resist. Do you want me to help you? He raised his head in surprise.
Help me?
With the date. You really tried. It just turned out strange. And I turned out with several less fingers. Miro was silent, as if he didn't believe it.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
Bad thing is, I probably would be serious. Like, all right, come on, you need some social help. You need some psychology, some therapy.
I even smiled. For real, or maybe almost. Let this moment, even for a second, not be a nightmare, but something else. Come on, you put on the music and I'll try to forget I'm missing a couple of fingers.
You're crazy.
Well, it seems like we're standing for each other. He smirked, and it was so strange, seeing how he suddenly stopped being a horror, a monster, a threat, just a person, longing for someone to understand him.
I have an old disc. Jazz. Want it?
Sure. I want to. Just don't tell me there's something about death there, too. He laughed, genuinely. I didn't know why all this was happening, why I was smiling, but right now, for this moment, I didn't care. Just let's spend this evening. No fear, no blood, like people.
All right, like people.
Oh, and then we hang out together, and then we fall in love, and then I have 3 boyfriends.